Hello, hello. Today's video is going to be a shorter one. We're up to bad PlayStation Vita games. And there's only a list of 5. So, let's get right into it. Borderlands 2. Oh boy. So, this is a handheld. And what else would we want to have? Terrible frame rates, of course. Yeah, let's do like that. I like that idea. Hello there, Kieran. Yes, your list of Mario games will be next. So let's talk about Borderlands 2 for the PlayStation Vita. This is by no means anywhere remotely close to the quality of the console or PC versions of the game. The sound is subpar. Inferior textures. They had to scale down a lot. Excuse me, to make this thing fit on a Vita game. And they also had to scale down the multiplayer. Normally in Borderlands you could have up to 4-player co-op. On Vita, only 2. Disappointing, I know. Yes, Karen. Yes, the frame rate was terrible. Very few times in the game does it actually even achieve 30 frames per second. And the control scheme was extremely unwieldy and not intuitive in the least. So let's say goodbye to Borderlands. Oh, come on. You're not going to catch the thing on fire there? There we go. There we go. Well, doggone. Piece of glass that won't break. There we go. Next game. Woo! Lego Lord of the Rings. Oh boy. Well, Lego is blocks. So let's get some blocks and a sword. And the handheld, of course. And Lord of the Rings has elves, so let's have an elf. That sounds good. So let's talk about Lego Lord of the Rings. Woo boy. Now, I've played a couple of the Lego themed games and they're honestly not bad. But those were on console. On Wii, to be precise. Lego Lord of the Rings on Vita? Very poor control functionality. Very flawed targeting system. No knockback. Meaning, when you hit enemies, they just stand there still swinging back at you. So, inevitably, you're just going to have to take damage. There's really no ability to have skill in combat because there's no knockback against the enemies. And to make matters worse, there's friendly fire. Will my Mario games list be the biggest Little Inferno video yet? Probably tied for the biggest with the Sonic games. So let's say goodbye. A boo. Very nice, very nice, very nice. The Vita is the only PlayStation console that uses cartridges. Yes. Excuse me. Still waking up. Next game. Reality Fighters. Oh boy. So this is a fighting game. Let's get our cast of fighters. But we need the camera too. There we are. There we are. And there we are. So let's talk about Reality Fighters. Now, this game had some ambitious ideas. They just weren't executed very well. This game used augmented reality, much like Pokemon Go. You would take a picture of your own face, and then you load it into the game, and it would put your face on an avatar that you'd use as a fighting character. And then you'd hold your PSP, and you'd actually be able to see an image of your surroundings that the fighters would fight in. Very cool concept. But there was a few problems. Let's talk about what they are. Will this video break the new record as the shortest Little Inferno video? Yes, it most certainly will. Let's see. Very lackluster character customization options. They had a blend of like standard features and then like more ridiculous features to make characters with, but there wasn't a very satisfying list of either. It could have done with a lot more choice, maybe, you know, things that you could unlock. But womp womp. You constantly had to recenter the camera while you were playing. But it didn't recenter very well. I guess there was like a calibration issue that I guess just wasn't worked out in the final version of the game. And the combat is mindless button mashing. And a considerable lack of balance in the game. That the opponents would either be horrendously easy button mashing or very hard button mashing. And yeah, and I wrote many niche features that are technically unsound. That, you know, referred back to the augmented reality aspects of the game. And, you know, for some people, excuse me, geez. Oh, I need some caffeine. There may have definitely been an audience for this game, but too many of the marks just weren't hit in bringing a game like this, you know, to a widespread audience. So unfortunately, we are going to have to give it the 10,000 degree salute. Very nice. Next game. Let's Fish Hooked On. Okay. Grab our handheld fireplace. And let's grab a boat because fishing. And, oh yeah. What else do we want to throw in here? Oh wait, did I grab the... I believe I did. And what would I use to represent that? Sure. We'll use the gaming tablet. So let's take a look at Let's Fish Hooked On. So, first thing that you'll notice, it's got like an anime style to it, which honestly would probably pull a lot of people towards it, since anime is so very popular. But, that's about where the charm ends. So, the tutorial, it's a fishing game, as you may have guessed, but the tutorials in the game are extremely unsatisfactory. They, attempt to go into telling you how to play the game, they just don't do a very good job of it. And, it kind of leaves you, wondering. But it's almost funny in a way. It's almost funny in a way that the tutorials are not very good because the gameplay is extremely shallow. And it's very unchallenging. It's very, very step-by-step with very little, variation in how you catch fish. So, I mean, maybe they knew that a detailed tutorial wasn't necessary, but there are still features of the game that they could have used explaining that the tutorials just did not cover sufficiently. The game also has incredibly ridiculous dialogue, represented by our random words here. Let's see. Unimpressive visuals, which is disappointing to hear considering this game's done in an anime style. And the menus. Completely scatterbrained and inane menus. That's it. Oh! I always forget the oil tanker blows up. Last game. And whew. Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified. Let's grab our handheld. And let's see. Sure. Grab the exterminator. I like that idea because, well, I'm not a fan of Call of Duty. Anybody who knows me knows that. I've played it once in my life, and that was enough. So let's see. What else can we use? Sure, we'll use a globe. Since the Call of Duty series generally takes place all over the world. And, oh, I don't know. Yeah, Black Ops, sure. We'll use a ninja. So let's talk about this. One of the 9th millionth Call of Duty games. So, much like Borderlands 2 on the Vita, this does not come anywhere remotely close to the quality, and I put that word in quotes, of the console versions of the game for the following reasons. The touch controls work improperly. The way they implemented touchscreen control for the game was ridiculous. People hated it. It was not intuitive, and in fact made the game very hard to play. Okay, the story was extremely disjointed. It didn't really have any cohesion. It was just a continuous set of, like, seemingly unrelated missions. It's almost like Call of Duty minigames. But, you know, mission-based, I guess. I didn't do that deep of research on this for reasons that should be obvious. Very boring gameplay and apparently extremely buggy multiplayer. So, and I got, this game was not praised highly by the review outlet that I used. Let me see, what did they give it? Well, let's look. Yeah, actually, let's look at the Metacritic for this. Alright, Metacritic score 33 out of a possible 100. User score 5 out of 10. Now let's look at some various... Let's look at the critic reviews. Some that play... that's here. Okay. This is from 2012. From PlayStation Universe. The best first-person shooter on a portable, but it's not exactly a high yardstick. Let's see. IGN. Bad multiplayer, awful story, generic level design, and a host of other issues turn what could have been Vita's biggest blockbuster into one of its biggest duds. 40 out of 100. Eurogamer. Declassified exposes failings of Call of Duty's form and fashion. The game is a cliche. Its thrills limited. Its time-stretching ploys clear. It's infused with the character of Call of Duty, but stripped of the spectacle it reveals. The underlying game to be wholly plain and an uninteresting use of your time. And that was 40 out of 100. Let's see. Let's go all the way down to the lowest score given. Okay. PlayStation Lifestyle. Rather than add a few more multiplayer stages, fix the glitches, fix the connection problems, write a story that might matter to Black Ops fans, add at least a few more campaign missions and tweak the AI a bit, they released the game in this undercooked state. There's no excuse for that. 10 out of 100. Yeah. I'd have to say that qualifies as the worst Vita game when you talk about it that way. Exterminator, do your thing. Burn. Alrighty. The dust is settled, and we have destroyed the horrible games for the PlayStation Vita. But that's going to do it for this one. Next up, next video is coming on Tuesday, and it will be Bad Mario Games Part 1, because the list is quite long. So you won't want to miss that. So for now, it remains for me to say that I hope you all stay safe out there and have a good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is where you are, and I will see you all in the next one.